May was a busy month, so here are some hidden gems you might have missed, beginning with Castle of Alchemists, a pixel art action tower defense game where you play as the protector of the titular castle, using a variety of traps, towers and weapons in order to destroy waves of enemies. Like dungeon warfare covered in my best tower defense games video, the use of traps and freeform building is neat, and add to that the Doom guy-like protagonist with bombastic weapons and you will have a blast. I have a soft spot for throwback action platformers, which is why Bat Boy got my attention, being a 2D pixel art title with an excellently done throwback look, especially the pixel art. This is a Mega Man-like experience where you face off against a variety of bosses who are your brainwashed classmates from high school, where doing so will grant you a new ability which allows you to access new areas, but is still a linear game. The core action is good, where you have the ability to swing at enemy projectiles to knock it back at them, with a nice variety in levels, hazards and enemies, being an excellent throwback title. An action-packed arena shooter is KILLBUG, coming to us from Australian developer Samurai Punk, where you have to shoot at endless swarms of bugs that come from you in all directions, also known as a typical day in Australia. This is an arena-based title with a focus on leaderboards, in a manner not unlike Devil Daggers, where learning about enemies and their attacks and movement patterns is critical to your success. As such, if you love the smaller, more contained FPS experience that just throws you straight into the action, this is one to get. Another awesome smaller title is Evil Wizard, a top-down action-adventure RPG where you play as the evil villain who was recently defeated and lost his powers, having to once again go on the long slog upwards to get your revenge on the so-called heroes who have now occupied your castle.
What the heck?
I like the pixel art in this game, where the minute-to-minute action is fun, with a surprising amount of melee combat which I was not expecting given that the character is a wizard. It's also pretty funny in the writing and breaks the fourth wall in places, so for a fun little experience, do give this a shot. A 3D action-adventure game that definitely got overlooked is KAKU Ancient Seal, one where you play as a caveman on a journey across the continent to restore balance to the land. The nice thing about this game is that it's an open world title without the Ubisoft icon sprawl, where the 4 distinct elemental regions provides a nice structure and variety to the game. It feels like a throwback 3D platformer like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, less the collection aspect, and with more of a focus on combat, where of course the caveman aspect has drawn references to the Croods. I've seen this being compared to Kenna Bridge of Spirits as well, where it really is quite the gorgeous game and is worth checking out. DOOMBLADE released on the last day of May, so I won't be surprised if you missed it, where this is a Metroidvania title with a unique control scheme. While it looks like a regular 2D platformer Metroidvania, the combat here is the most interesting part, where you can target multiple enemies, which will cause our heroine to auto-target and move towards them while swinging the DOOMBLADE for maximum damage. As such, it's a feature that people either love or hate, being very different in feel from the Hollow Knights of the world and takes some getting used to. Exploration and backtracking in this game is good as well, with plenty to uncover, so if you love the genre, do give this a go.
Get those pucks in deep! What was that? You think this is dodgeball, bud? Come on, Tender! I've seen coupons that save more than you! Congratulations, team, you suck! I've seen better hands on a digital clock.
A game that surprised me with their success is Tape to Tape, a roguelite hockey game of all things, which is not common at all. This combines the arcade-style gameplay of the older NHL titles with roguelite power-ups as well as the variety in enemies for a compelling experience. I'm not even a hockey person, but this has impressed me, where the team management and upgrades aspect combined with the sports action is an interesting combination, where I'm guessing that we will begin to see more of such titles in soccer or basketball down the line.
Let's run it again, donkeys! Nick Shaggy, if you don't stay out the damn box, you're not getting any Campbell's Chunky Soup tonight! Maybe visit the Blade Master and trade in that twig for something a little more mature there, bud! Oh, for fuck's sake! Just bribe the damn ref! Well, fuck me running. Could you be decent? Am I hallucinating? I swear... Damn it all! Fucking idiot! How about a knock? Maybe by the time L3 is over and the Leafs win the cup, you might get somewhere.
This show killed my family. You think you're safe where you are? You think this little game of yours is over? Think again.
An exciting grimdark tactics title is Showgunners, set within the context of a deadly reality TV game show that is a battle to the death, where our protagonist is on a mission of revenge to destroy it from the inside. There's a dystopian cyberpunk-ish setting to the game, since of course, contestants are battling to the death in a televised show, where this is certainly XCOM inspired in terms of mechanics. Interestingly, the levels are all handcrafted and have a more linear structure with the main narrative, but it's a solid experience worth a play.
Walking away from this, and neither are you.
The Polybridge games are one of my favourite bridge building puzzle series of all time, since it just allows you to zone out and focus on the bridge building with the relaxing soundtrack and beautiful visuals, which makes their latest entry, Polybridge 3, worth picking up. In many ways, it is more of the same, retaining the core of what made those games great, with new scenarios and slight tweaks and mechanics, but if you're a fan of puzzle games, I would definitely recommend this title.
Heroes fighting villains, saving the world. That's a good one.
I love unique indie games since innovation is key, where this roguelite RPG is really something different in the space. While it looks like a classic turn-based RPG, Great Venturi actually has a real-time action combat system where you have to use your mouse cursor to attack or deflect enemy projectiles, which is something that you have to try for yourself. I'm not too big a fan of the more grotesque enemies and toilet humor, but where the world consumed by greed is fascinating, not to mention the gorgeous pixel art, where you can find more of such titles in this video.